then just focus straight ahead, okay? Making sure that you're not too tight in the upper torso, okay? Your head, your eyes, your neck, your shoulder blades, okay? Loose. So we can gradually shrug your shoulders, okay? Forward and back, 6 to 8 times. Okay? Then go backwards, 6 to 8 times. All right? Making sure that muscle is loose. Look down the ground, look forward, look up the sky, look forward, look down at the ground, look forward. Do this 6 to 8 times. Okay? So making sure you have both the horizontal and vertical movements of your neck. Okay? Then of course we also did a little bit hand rubbing, right? Remember? We put our hands together, prayer pose in front of our chest, rubbing them together, generate heat. Imagine all the love and care you put in this, right? Alright. After about 10 seconds, it's warm enough, right? To place this over your head, your face. Covers your side of your nose, your eyes, your forehead, your cheeks. Right? All warm. Do that for about a couple seconds. Okay. Then you can bring it back, and then more rubbing. Okay. And this time, once warm, put this to the side of your ears. Okay. Press in. And then release. Press in. And then release. Press in. And then release a couple times. Okay? Sometimes that helps your ear as well if you have some plugginess. If you can't hear me, now you can unplug. There you go. Alright. So now our upper head is warm and ready to repeat exercise. We still have to do a little more because we're going to be using not just our eyes, right? Our hands and feet. So we do these exercises next. Alright, so next one is mostly wrist exercise, like fingers exercise one. Right? Remember we did the fingers, right? We put the prayer hands together. We're rubbing the palm. That's good. That's one thing. Okay, do this for 6 to 8 times. Then we interlock our fingers together. Okay? And just rotate our wrists in a circular motion while they're interlocked into the fist. Yep. Clockwise, 6 to 8 times, then counterclockwise 6 to 8 times. Alright, this will keep our wrists flexible. Alright, this will need to use them a lot during Tai Chi. Okay? If you hear some pops here and there, that's normal. Alright, helps the tendons loose. Yeah. And then we can bring it down, right? So what we can do is leave the hands at the side. Open the palms, fingers downward, right? We have to make this throwing motion. We're going to throw our fingers downward from the chest and down. Yes. As if we're throwing stuff out, right? You can imagine you have negative energy pent up in your chest, right? You'll bring this downward and throw it down to the ground, okay? Have the energy pass through you, over you, but never stay in you, right? The negative energy is onto the ground, outside of the body, through your body, not stored in your body, all right? This helps, again, stretching out our fingers naturally, right? So we have the hand, fingers, wrist exercise. Everything should be loose at this moment, okay? After you do that a couple times, our lower, right? Our knees and ankles. So those need a lot of work because we have to bend slightly when we do Tai Chi, especially at the beginning when we do the commencing form, right? Remember, we had to shoulder width apart and then gradually slightly bend the knees, right? So we can do the same thing here. It's just some difficult exercise. Slightly bend. If you have some arthritis in the knees, you cannot bend down, that's fine. Just do the best you can, okay? Excellent. All right. Yeah, we do that for about 6 to 8 times. Just slowly bending downward. Okay? Follow the gravity. Yep. And then, of course, go back to your normal position, resuming the normal position, normal stance. Alright? we talked about a couple of different scenarios last time when we do Tai Chi, right? There's a lot of frequent movements, postures. One is called ball holding gesture. Or imagine holding an invisible energy ball either on the right side of our chest or on the left side of our chest. When we say right ball holding gesture, whenever the instructions, that usually means it's on your right hand side, all right? So you can see me through the mirror. And then when I say right, it's always your right hand on top, palm downward. The left hand is on the bottom. Try to hold the ball, right? We have imaginary energy ball to the right side of the chest. This is a right ball holding gesture. And then when we go back to the other side, left hand bowling gesture, right? So that's the same thing. Left hand on top. And then the right holds it underneath. Right? We try to keep this ball relatively good size, right? You don't want to be too small, right? You don't want to be too big. So a medium basketball, volleyball size, soccer ball, energy ball. So now we have to rotate between them, right? So we can get used to them. When I say right ball holding gesture, we shift from the right, and then when I say left, you just slide the left hand underneath to the left and make it on top, and then move the right underneath to the left. Becomes a left ball holding gesture, right? So make sure you have a more smooth transition. Right ball holding gesture, then you slide the one underneath, going up to the right, move the left underneath. So we try to slide that one hand, the underhand first. Make it easier and smoother transition between left and right ball holding gesture. So right ball holding gesture, right hand on top. Left ball holding gestures, left hand on top. Yep. The one on the bottom slides underneath first, becomes the one on top on the other side. Right? Okay. You guys can keep doing this. I'll just look around and see if you guys are doing. Okay. And then you're leaning to the left. So your weight now shifts to the left leg. Straighten the other leg, which is the right side. The left one is bending. Alright? That's the left bow step, B-O-W, bow step. Okay, we're back to the original position. You can repeat, okay? Left bow step. So step out left, a full step, and then lean your body slightly toward the left. So now your body is really 80% weight is on the left leg, bending. Okay? 20% still supporting on the other leg, which is straight. But both feet touching the ground, right? Okay? Again, now we're going to do this on the other side. Right bow step. So the full step diagonally to the right, leaning 80% weight to the right knee, right leg. Left leg is straightened about 20%. Okay, good. Right bow step again. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so this is basically a little knee exercise already. We're stepping out, leaning the weight toward the knee. Left bow step. We'll repeat this, okay, put it back. Right bow step. Okay, repeat one more time. Left bow step. Good. And right bow step. Great. So after about those 4 or 5 exercises, 4 or 5 times of practice, we're good on that. And then the final one is we call empty step. Empty means it's hollow, right? It's really non-existent. So when it says step, it's still a step put diagonally typically, but we're putting only toes on ground. So left empty step means left toes on ground at 15-20 degrees to the left. The weight shift remains on the other planted leg. So about 80% on the right leg, only 20% on that empty leg. You're putting your toes on the ground, okay? Yeah. So that knee is slightly bent. The other knee typically is also slightly bent. So that's also important. So sometimes you'll make the mistake that empty step, other leg is full, it's solid. No, you're still bending slightly, okay? So this gives you some additional pressure and exercise for both knees. One empty, one right, one full. But the full one is the one with the more weight. All right, back. Let's repeat again, okay? We'll do left empty step. So step out left, toes on ground, right bending the knee. All right? You should be roughly around here, about a feet left of where you start. That's approximately right. Of course, some people take greater stride and longer legs, right? Some people maybe just afraid, do small leg, small strides. So approximately that's that 1 feet apart. Once you reach a certain memorization stage where you don't have to think about what's coming, you can close your eyes slightly, flirting, okay? But I still rather for the Tai Chi, I do want you to open your eyes because we talk about hand-eye coordination, right? If you don't have your eyes open, you can't see where your arms are coming along, where your fingers are, and with Tai Chi, even though this is a Yang style Tai Chi, we're doing for health only. Originally, it was intended for martial arts. We talk about self-defense. So if you can't see enemy coming at you and you're not blocking their attack, right? How are you going to protect yourself? So you gotta be aware as far as from a vision standpoint. Know where you're striking, where you're defending, where your hands and feet are at all times. Okay? As your parts. Don't have to worry about your enemies. You gotta know where your arms are, where your feet are, where your eyes. So your eyes usually should follow one part of your body that's moving. Okay? We'll get to that because we'll get to more in depth. So we start like this, hands at your side in a relaxed stance. Okay? Fingers are very loose, shoulders are loose. We did all those exercises already. Neck is very loose. We commence by stepping your left foot out, shoulder width apart. Okay? Then we gradually sink down the body by bending the knees slightly while raising both arms to the shoulder level with palms downward. Okay? So you're holding this stance. This is actually a basic Qigong stance for the still Qigong. When I say still, that's the difference between dynamic Qigong, including Tai Chi, when we're moving, and the actual Qigong, we're just focused on breathing, but only one posture at a time. Like in parks in China, early in the morning, you see a lot of elderly people be very still. They could be in front of a tree branch, and they're holding the branch, holding the actual branch. Okay? They could be doing like this, just hands down, or like that, holding something, imaginary, talk about energy ball. But very, very still, no obvious movement. They can hold that for about 20 minutes. And as they do their stillness Qigong routines, mostly focus on certain types of breathing rhythms. So this is part of the meditation that comes to focus in Tai Chi. Meditation in motion, right? Our form is hands down, okay? Palm facing downward. At this time, you can resume your position if you can't hold your knee too long, right? Again, we do the hands at these sides and then shoulder width apart by separating the feet, stepping the left foot out, about 1 feet, right? To the left. We look straight ahead. Lower your center of gravity by bending the knees slightly and then raising the arms to the shoulder level. Okay, don't do it too high. Don't do it too low. Alright? Too low, you cannot move the ball. The ball has to be very small. Too high, you're gonna make a big ball? No. Make it medium ball. Okay? So like this. Okay. Then we have to switch to the second form, part the wild horse's mane, right? Okay. So then we go to the right ball holding gesture. Remember we practice that. When we say right, you slide the left underneath, keep the right one on top. Since we already did the palms downward approach, right? You don't really need to move your right palm that much. Just slightly bend over and make it this ball holding gesture. All right, we're still bending our knees. We're not changing our knees at all. Keep that bend if you can, okay? Now, raise the left toe, make it left empty step. Okay? This is only if you want to keep the same straight line distance, alright? Occasionally, okay, when we go back to originally, you can make it slightly diagonal. Okay? So if you go here, commencing, alright, okay, good. Right ball holding gesture. Then you can make a slight step to the left. Very, very tiny step, you can see that, right? That will ensure you, when you walk diagonally, you won't be on the same flat line, straight line. Okay? That's also doable. Again, for beginners, if you don't want to make the extra little tilt, you can just keep the same foot and then just raise it up, changing that into an empty step.